Well, hey there. I'm Kimberly Ferguson, CEO and founder of Emerald Expectations Accounting. I'm so happy that you're here. The Emerald Corner is a place where life and business meet. So we want to share with you the process of running a business while maintaining a life with your loved ones. In today's video, we're going to be doing another episode of Tax Tip Tuesday. So Tax Tip Tuesday is where we share tips and tricks and definitions and answer questions and all that fun stuff about taxes and all things related to taxes. So if you have a question that you would like me to answer, please drop it in the comments below and I would be happy to do that for you. So today's question is all about self-employment tax. So what is self-employment tax? Who has to pay self-employment tax? And so on and so on. So let's start with what is self-employment tax, okay? So you know how when you have a traditional W-2 9-to-5 type job, if you look at your pay stub, you'll see Social Security, you'll see Medicare tax, and then depending on your employer, you might also see a Social Security and Medicare match. So your employer is required to match your Social Security and Medicare contributions, right? So when you are self-employed, you still have to pay the Social Security and Medicare tax that you would normally pay if you had a traditional W-2 job. But you also have to pay the employer match. So that's what self-employment tax is. It's Social Security, Medicare, and it's your contribution and your employer match to that Social Security, Medicare, okay? So who has to pay this? So like I said, if you're self-employed, so if you have a side hustle, if you have just a hobby that you make money off of, if you have a full-time business that you operate, then you will have to pay self-employment taxes, right? So this is also what some people refer to as like your quarterly estimated taxes. That is part of that, as well as if you hear them just say quarterly taxes, sometimes they mean the same thing. That would also include your income taxes as well, but that is kind of part of what is included in that quarterly tax estimate that you might have to pay. So the last question that is kind of related to self-employment taxes is, what if my income is zero? Do I still have to pay self-employment tax? So this is kind of a tricky question. So if you're going through and you're completing your tax return and you find that your taxable income is zero, then you might still have to pay self-employment tax. You won't have to pay income tax, but that's another story for another day. Even if your taxable income on your tax return is zero, if your business has income, then you'll still have to pay self-employment taxes. So yes, sometimes you can have a zero big old egg on your tax return and still have to pay self-employment taxes. So don't let that fool you. If you think my income minus the standard deduction equals zero, I don't have to pay taxes. That might not be true. It just depends on your individual situation. So as always, if you have any specific tax questions that you'd like me to answer in this series, please drop that down in the comments below. I would love to answer those questions for you. As always, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video.